Good evening and welcome to United Real Therapy. Therapy Army, where are you? Let's be having you. I've lost my voice. Voice is gone. Too much screaming about that effing referee. That disgraceful referee. That disgraceful. Craig, whatever his name is, Dawson or Craig, whatever, Contos, whatever he is. That horrendous. I've lost my voice because of that. But big up to every one of you. Love and light. Man United are through to FA Cup final in a long time since Jose Mourinho. Manchester United are through to a FA Cup final, which is going to be the Manchester City derby. One of the biggest games. Biggest derbies. One of the biggest derbies ever will go down in history. What will happen in that game. We'll come to that. Like I always say, I've got this feeling that we can beat City. I've got that feeling we can beat City because you know what? We're going to be the biggest underdogs ever. For the first time in the final, Manchester United are going to be the huge, big underdogs because everybody's expecting Man City to go over, walk over, smash us 5-0, take the trophy, have their treble. That's what they're expecting. But big up to all of you. It was nerve-wracking. It's part of being a football fan, isn't it? And, oh my God. One big reason why David De Gea needs to leave sooner than later. It's because, honestly, it's like somebody who's won a prize and who's gone in net from the crowd in a game like that. Maybe in the future. Oh, are you a decent goalkeeper? If he goes to penalties, 2 fans from both teams go in net. It is that type of thing what it was. Yes, some of the penalties were brilliant, 100%, but it's nowhere near either of them, any of them. And it's again and again, it's the same way. But we're through to a final. I've lost my voice. Big up to United Stand gang. I was on the United Stand earlier for the fan forum afterwards. And I went to watch it in the pub right close to where the studio is. I'm telling you, it was nerve-wracking. That refereeing performance has got to be one of the worst. He, by any means necessary, wanted Brighton to win. Big up, Tom. Tom, come back. Come by here. How you doing? Tom,
yes, brother. Everything good, man. It was a great game, really good game to watch, man. We hung in there. That's what you get in a cup game. Swings, roundabouts. I had a bit of everything in that game. They're a really good side, man. I felt bad once Solly March missed it. To be honest with you, I really did.
You always feel like for a player who misses because it's horrible, innit? It's a horrible way to decide a football game, innit? It's not ability, it's psychological, innit?
Yeah, man, yeah. You're looking fresh, by the way, man. Keep up the good work. Yeah, man. But you know what? You have to give Brighton, man. Mitoma was beautiful today. That guy Saicedo was excellent. McAllister. They're a really good team. They're a really good team. You know what I mean? Honestly, and it's great that we got through today. And the guys just kept plugging away, man. They hung in there. There was some good performances. I thought the defensive line was good, man. Like you say, Dave is not known for penalties whatsoever, and today was no different. But the man pulls out some saves again. He does what we know Dave is good at doing. So glad we're through, man. It's like you say, this final, we're going into it. Everybody's expecting, and it could happen. We could get annihilated, smashed, but there's no pressure really here. City are miles ahead of not just United, of most of Europe, barring 1 or 2 or 3 teams tops. They've got the money, they've got the players, they've got 2 teams, they've got it all. They've got the structure, they've got a manager that has, he's the boss. They give him anything that he wants. So not just in football terms, in all terms, 8 years deep. That's what we're trying to get to. So we go into this final. We can win this final. It's a cup game. It's a one-off game. We can win it. But like you said, the pressure's with City. Go into this game, boys. And hopefully Ten Hag will say the right words to get the lads out there and motivated and believe that they can win.
Big up. Nice one. Tom, welcome to the stream, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, listen, big up everybody as always. Big up panel.
Yeah, big up yourself, man.
Everyone in the comments and everything. Love as always, people. Like, share, subscribe.
Yo, we're 40 away. 40 away
40.
from 7,000.
Come on, people. 40 away. We can do that within the hour, come on. Let's get it done. 40. Yeah, but what are you thinking there, Rudin? What are you thinking, brother?
I'm just honestly, I'm emotionally drained, innit?
Are you getting the tickets?
I'm going, mate. I'm going. I'm not missing that. I don't care how I do it, man.
I'm gonna try and go as well.
Do you know what you said about the pitch? Sorry, Tom. Do you know that pitch was exactly how you described it. Everybody was twisting up their ankles. Dry as shit, that pitch today.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up Eski if you're on. I've sent the link to you. Big up Eski. Tom, talk to me. How did you see the game? That was just, yeah.
Oh, listen. I think at the end of the day, I'll say it as plain and simple as I can. Brighton play probably the best football that I've seen in the Premier League in the last couple of weeks. Like, consistency, the improvement of some of those players as well. We know, obviously, with such a Solly Marsh, obviously, with the commiserations with the penalty miss and everything. And it is sad when you see things like that happen. But I do hope for him as a player, I hope he can bounce back and it doesn't affect him and his game, because I think he's a good player. But De Zerbi, for me, I think he's earned a lot of respect tonight from a lot of people. And if he doesn't get a top European job somewhere else in the next 2 to 3 years, I would be shocked.
I said exactly the same.
Because he's a brilliant coach, you know, and the work that he's done with those players as well in the short amount of time. And people will say, well, he just took over what Graham Potter done. No, he's took over what Graham Potter done and done more with these players because he's brought them on further. Graham Potter was a couple of mid-table finishes and stuff. De Zerbi, the way that they play, the passing, even some of the movement as well with the players, McAllister, Casado, brilliant. Honestly, so technical. And at the end of the day, the game was there for them. They had the chances to have completely taken that tie away from us, and they could have gone to play City. But they didn't take the chances, and ultimately, it just wasn't Brighton's day. That is the only probably explanation as to that. For us, we've been there before early in the season. We know that we were short at the back because it was a makeshift back four. But at the end of the day, we got what we got, and if you have to go through on penalties, you have to go through on it. Yeah, listen, the game itself, I thought it wasn't. How can I say? It wasn't the worst game in the world, but also wasn't the best for us because we should have scored in this game. We should have, because at the end of the day, I just think that the way that the game was it was almost a game of two halves. At the end of the day, the first half, the chances have been there, Martial and stuff, back to goal and things like that. Like when you make the substitutions as well. I think it was a lot of brazen stuff from Ten Hag, I will be honest, because he took off a couple of penalty kick takers in a lot of people's eyes when you were going to that penalty shootout, because Martial probably would have taken one. Fernandes would have 100% have taken one. So he did make a couple of ballsy decisions in that part. But at the end of the day, he brought on the people who he needed to run the game. And what I mean by run the game is the people who had the legs to stretch the pitch. And what I mean by that is Weghorst, he's got 3 lungs. Sabitzer, we know he's got the energy to get around the field. Fred, compact the midfield, overload them so you don't get the passes through like they were getting in the first half and in the first 90 minutes with McAllister and Caicedo. Of whom, for me, listen, Frankie de Jong, mate, I think you're a pipe dream now. Behave. You can sit over in Barcelona. I'd take either of those 2 players at Brighton. Either of those 2 midfielders. That's what we need.
We'll take both.
People who can progress the ball. One or the other, Nuruddin. Because both of them are going to cost similar.
No, 100%. I would take Casado, me, 100%.
But at the end of the day, it's what your preference is. Ultimately, like I say, we've got through. We know what the expectation is. It's Manchester City. And at the end of the day, it is our biggest rival. And we have something to fight for. And that is that treble-winning season. And at the end of the day, if Real Madrid can't do their job or Arsenal can't do their job in the league, and it comes down to us, well, for the first time in a long time, Man United, we can get our way back with Manchester City. That Aguero goal, mate, we can extinct it. That treble-winning season, our brilliant treble-winning season, where we don't need a sovereign wealth fund to fund us to buy a league title or Champions League and an FA Cup. We don't need it. We did it on blood, sweat, and tears at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And I think it proved anyway. Just as a final point, when you told the two contrasts of the stadiums, Man United can fill out Wembley if they needed to. Manchester City couldn't even fill out their section, and they only had about 40,000 seats to fill out. But
you know what? Manchester United could fill Wembley 10 times over, no problem.
Yeah, of course. Listen, we took the game, and at the end of the day, we know what the expectation is with City. And at the end of the day, all that pressure now is on Manchester City because we're already overachieving, lads. Let's be real. Eric Ten Hag has worked wonders with absolute crap. He got dumped over in the January window with Weghorst and Sabitzer. And now he's having to pretty much rotate the squad if and where he can in little pockets and pieces because he's either got players who are suspended or major injuries. But at the end of the day, we need these players back, man. And ultimately, the only thing we're going to say anyway is I wouldn't rush any of these players back because all we can do now, as you said anyway, Nuruddin, because we're at the Europa League anyway, just focus on the league. You've got the FA Cup. You've got that sorted in the next couple of weeks. That's sorted. That's just one game now. You can focus on the league. And like you were saying, Nuruddin, where he can have a week or a couple of days now where he can properly drill these players for the end of the season. And that's what we need properly. De Zerbi has done it at Brighton. So why can Eric Ten Hag not do it now in these remaining weeks with us?
This is it. Big up. Mundo, welcome to the stream. Jarvis, welcome to the stream. Big up to every one of you. And can we please give some love to the queen of the chat, bloody Claire. Big up our Claire. Big up our Claire. Big up. That's why I left their comment on there. Love and light, Claire. I hope you're well. I'm buzzing too. Big up to Georgie B. Big up to all of you. Listen, Therapy Army, we are 40 short of 7,000. Let's see if we can do it tonight. We're in the fucking FA Cup final, people. We're in the FA Cup final. Come on. Come on. Let's be having you. Mundo, talk to me. How did you see the game?
Got the job done, mate. That's all that matters. Performance-wise, I put out a tweet, first tweet I've done in about 2 years before the game, and I said, what I want to see is blood, sweat, tears, cramping, players gassing out. They needed to run the hearts out after that Sevilla game, and they did. And I'm not going to focus too much on the performance because I think for tactical reasons, we were able to get a grip of the game. Namely the keeper, and I'm sure everyone's going to have comments about the goalkeeper. But for me now, it's I know we talk about what we need in the summer, and for me, we need a goalkeeper. We need a goalkeeper because it doesn't matter which midfielder you buy, it doesn't matter which forward you buy. We're not going to be able to play the way we need to play unless we sort out our goalkeeper. And today we had to hit it long. So although he made some good saves and people say he kept us in the game, and this is not a Dick Hay agenda, by the way, it's just when I saw Brighton's keeper on the ball and I saw our keeper on the ball, there's levels to this. And the reason why Brighton were able to control the game, and don't get me wrong, Sanchez hit the ball long occasionally when he needed to, but in the main, he passed it short. And we just couldn't get a foothold in the game for large parts because of the fact that we were just hoofing it up front. So we rolled our luck at times, and all I'm saying is we best not play that tactic against Man City in the final because Brighton have been commended, and as they should be this season, for the way that they play. But ultimately, they had Danny Welbeck up front. If they had Erling Haaland up front, if they even had that kid who got injured up front, we might have been all on here this evening. Ferguson, yeah. We might be having a different conversation this evening, right? What they lack quality in the final third. But their midfield, I was so impressed by McAllister and Saicedo. Those two were fantastic. Those two were, for me, as well as Lindelof for Manchester United, the three best players on the pitch. You got to give props to Lindelof. I thought he played exceptionally well. The whole defense played well. But Lindelof for me was showed aggression, and that's one of the main criticisms that we aim at Lindelof as a defender for Manchester United is the lack of aggression. But today he was engaging higher up in the pitch. He was confident on the ball. He played really, really well. Luke Shaw again coming in at centre half did a job, and I know I don't want to turn this into the Harry Maguire show, but I don't want to see that guy in my. We've got 8 league games left in the cup final. We've got 9 games left of the season. I think he's got to sign off on that Sevilla game. I think that for him, for me, should be the last time he pulls in the shirt, because if you're getting out, if you're getting outshone by a left back converted to a centre half, mate, that tells its own story. But we're in the final, and for me, I think the most important thing is the last point. I think the most important thing now, moving on, is I want to get this top 4 battle sewn up. I think Tottenham are in the mud. We don't have to worry about them anymore. But we've got some big games, and they're not must win for me. They just must not lose. So against Spurs, against Villa, and against Brighton, we don't necessarily have to win those games. We just don't need to try and avoid losing those games, because we drop points in that game. They drop points. They're the 3 closest teams to us at the moment. We get through those games. Hopefully have a box off top 4 with a few games to go, and then we've got a bit of time to focus on the final, because I think we need to really prepare for the final. What we don't want is going into the last game of the season, so having something riding on every game until the end of the season, with a risk of more injury, more fatigue. We just want to get that sorted as soon as possible. Go into the final nice and fresh, because Man City are in a situation where every single game is high stake for them. Every game. So we want to have that competitive advantage by, towards the end of the season, being able to rest players and so on and so forth, because they can't do that. They're going to have to go full throttle every single game if they want to win the treble. So the smallest margins, that's what we need. That's what we're relying on, because quality-wise, they'll beat us 9.5 times out of 10. So we need those little marginal gains. And that means we need to get our top 4 race boxed off early, so we can concentrate on the final.
Yeah, man. Big up, Mundo. Big up. Jarvis, how did you see that game? Big up everybody in the chat. There's over 130 of you in here. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're 40 away from 7,000, which would be incredible. So let's go, people. Let's get to that 7,000, people. Let's go. Smash that notification button in it, that bell. It lets you know when next live. Jarvis, how did you see that game? You can tell I've lost my voice. I've lost my voice because the fucking referee was taking the fucking piss. That referee was taking the piss. I thought I was being delusional. I thought I lost the plot. I thought I was having a mental breakdown, because what I was watching with my own eyes was the most one-sided refereeing performance I have ever seen in any semi-final. Anyway, he wanted fucking Brighton. That cunt's bank account needs to be checked. Somebody needs to check his fucking bank account tonight, because that bastard wanted Brighton in that final. He wanted Brighton in that final. So, Jarvis, talk to me.
But okay. First of all, big up to the panel, Boombaye, Tom, Irfan, Mundo, and of course the host himself, Nuruddin.
Big up yourself, man.
Big up, and to the chat. I'm glad to see we have many of the regulars back, and I'm very happy for that. Mundo was talking about something. He said that the performance wasn't too great, but it was up to tactical reasons. So we touched on this in the preview show a couple of days ago, and the tactical reasons was that we couldn't press Brighton because they are too good to passing the first pressing line and start attacking, and when they start attacking, they attack fast. So in the first half, okay, couple of times Bruno was a little bit impatient. He was trying to press their center backs, and Brighton had a couple of chances because of that. But luckily, he moderated himself in the second half, and we did better, in my opinion. And of course, in the back, Ten Hag wasn't too set in his principles. He didn't allow any dilly dallying in the back with the centre backs and De Gea. So De Gea just hoofed it long to Martial, and it was so we couldn't do anything else. And another thing, I think it was a tactical thing from Ten Hag to kill the game, to kill the tempo, and kill the flow of the game. In the first half, Bruno was every time Bruno got a touch, he was laying down and stalling the time and dragging the tempo down. And I think Ten Hag spoke with the players and told them to do that because we wanted to ruin Brighton's game and flow of the game. So I think actually Erik Ten Hag had a decent game tactically. He knew De Zerbi was going to be good, and he knew how to tackle him. So okay, it wasn't the best performance, but we're in the final, so I'm happy. I'll take it.
Yeah, big up. Irfan, how did you see that game? It was nerve-wracking. It's not one that fans can enjoy. I thought in the first half an hour, first 35 minutes, they were on top. They were on top. We were under the cosh. I thought second half, in the first 10 minutes, they came into it. Even though I think we had a better opportunities. And if we made the right decisions, I think we could have scored. But second half, I thought, other than the first 10 minutes, we took control of the game. For about 20 to 15, 20 minutes, we dominated that game. We pressed them high. They couldn't get out. We made chance after good opportunity but we kept picking the wrong pass. Too many greedy players. Too many players not in sync. Of course, the damage, you said it, you spoke about it on Thursday. Psychologically, the damage, that defeat, because that defeat at Sevilla was a really bad defeat psychologically. You talked about that. You can see that the ripples of that, effects of that. So how did you see the game? Big up to the adventurous, yeah? I'll send you the link. But when we have too many people on the stream, the internet goes down. But you can come on, no problem. Irfan, talk to me. How did you see the game?
Well,
And I wanted to talk about why you don't think the players made the right decisions. Why were they not making the right decisions when we had the opportunities? Like, it was just one more pass. One more somebody just picking their head up, seeing somebody else free. Everybody try to be the glory guy to score.
Well, I mean, look, from my perspective, or United fan, it was, it wasn't a particularly a nice game to watch in terms of it was just end to end pressure. And, like I said, it was even to get to penalties. I mean, I'm amazed we won the game. I'm absolutely amazed. But when I just have a few minutes to reflect, what I was very happy by was that we showed a really serious amount of heart today. We showed heart, even though we are outplayed in terms of possession football, we really defended well. And I like the fact that there was no mess around at the back. It was straight out. I don't care. I know it's playing into their hands, but there was no mess around. Obviously, Ten Hag said to him, I don't care what you do. You get the ball out. You don't mess around, And they didn't always hoof it out. They did try to play out from the back occasionally. So it was quite calm and considered. So, considering the calamity of the loss, it was good to see them sort of get their heads together, right? And then to stand back, to sit back and watch this team control midfield from defense, build up from defense, and just play possession football at ease all day long. With Caicedo running this, running the whole thing from midfield. McAllister backing up, but I thought Caicedo was the best player on the pitch, and so. It was interesting to watch how we were going to manage the game, considering they were on top. Now, I think both teams lacked composure in the final third. Both teams did not make the right pass, and I would disagree with Nuruddin saying that we had the better chances. I think they had the better chances. I think the one that with the German striker, I forget what's the guy called. The guy who came on. What's he called? Is it Andav? No, what's he called? No, the striker, the one who had the one who basically bobbled the shot off his
Undav,
yeah.
Undav, yeah, him. You know, things like that, and then also the what's it called, the Welbeck header as well. I thought they were more clear cut than ours. Why I thought we differed is we got into better positions with especially with Anthony. But the pass that was played in that last third was shocking. It wasn't even like close to being wrong. It was so wrong. And I think that was the occasion. You know, obviously it's always different when you watch football teams against each other on a massive pitch. You know, you see a different game. It's not like the sort of smaller width, it's more intense sort of football games of the Premier League, because obviously the pitch width varies, from team to team. But I really was impressed by the way that we were under the cosh. Then we came out, put them under pressure. Second half, they came put us under lower pressure. Then we came back at them. And, they didn't really look like scoring, did they? They didn't really. I mean, I know they came close a few times.
Because we defended well. Let me just get the super chat. Alien Teno's pissed, by the way. He's drunk tonight. He's drunk. He's shocked that United are in the final. Alien Teno, you deserve it. He says she wore a scarlet ribbon in the merry month June.
Yeah, but what I want to say, look, Nuruddin, but look, I mean, aside from that, though, I mean, I think Ten Hag showed a lot of balls to take Bruno off.
Bruno should have come off. No, Irfan, we're gonna go. The biggest thing today was a massive error, and I'm so happy that it didn't come to bite him in the ass. One thing you don't do, Irfan. One thing you never do. When I play Saturday, Sunday League football, right? You never put an injured player out wide. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have to help out the fullback and track back. Yeah. You always keep your injured players in central areas where they're shifting across. They're going back a little bit. Mm-hmm. They're not running too much. And that was a huge error. I thought, honestly, taking Anthony off was the worst call that Ten Hag did today. One of the worst calls, other than the game. What game did he take him off? He took him off another game where it was like he was our best player. He was the outlet.
Severe.
He was the outlet. Defensively, offensively, yes. Could his decision making been better? 100%. But the outlet left, and then he stopped Bruno out there. I'm like, Bruno's injured. Bruno got injured badly in the first half. So did Solimash. Solimash recovered, but Bruno didn't. So Bruno's limping, and I'm like, oh my God. So basically, you've took off, like, Wan-Bissaka is now playing against two people. Are you effing kidding me? Their left back, he's Ecuadorian guy from the same country as Casado.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name.
He's fast.
Yeah.
He does the inverted stuff, right? So at the end of the day, like, that was a huge error on his part. For me, Anthony should have stayed on that pitch. So bits to on for Bruno. I'm sorry. Yes, him having him back in the team was a massive thing. We look totally better. We look better on the touch. Do I think that he could have made some good decisions today? Because I think we got into the better places, but the decision making was shite. Was absolutely shite. Yes, they had better shots than the goal. I mean, and I'm sorry, anybody's tried to fucking live in David De Gea's ass. Every shot they shot, De Gea should have saved. Every one of them, I expect De Gea to save it. So he didn't have a worldie. He made one worldie save. That's from the kid, Encino, whatever it's called. That
was the best save. That was the best save. Yeah.
That was because that came hard and fast at him, and that was from
the shot. But wait a second. So Nuruddin, but he took Aaron Wan-Bissaka off.
Listen, I'll come back to you. The brother's not spoken. He was the one that was telling us yesterday, and somebody in the comments were calling him deluded. He said Manchester United are going to win. He said we're going to win 2-0. That didn't come to it, but we did win, and we have to give him props. Otis, Adventure, how you doing?
Big up everybody, man. You know why we didn't win 2-0? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to analyze the game, and I'll break it down for you again, right? Remember my starting 11 that I told you guys? There was only one player missing, and it was Sabitzer for Eriksson, right? If you notice, when the game started, Brighton was flooding Dalot. They were attacking more over on the left side where Dalot was playing. You know why? They know that Eriksson is not a defensive player, so that's a weak link right there. So they stretch that here so much, where I think and I told you guys from the other day, I think if he had played Sabitzer, Brighton wouldn't have looked how they look today. We gave Brighton too much respect, and that was just what I thought. The one error that I think he made that he shouldn't have, I think he should have played Sabitzer. And if you checked it out, when the game progresses and he took Ericsson out and he put Fred in, Brighton was a different Brighton. If you all notice that, Brighton wasn't being that on the flanks anymore. Now they started going through the middle. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wasn't delusional. I had all the faith that Manchester United was going to win this game. And I thought he would have not played Ericsson. And
Can I come back at you there? Can I come back at you there? Second half, or even at towards the end, big up Tom. Tom, hopefully can come back. I want to just come back at you and just say this. That he realized that Eric Ten Hag realized that. And then Ericsson started to press up the pitch.
Exactly.
More. You saw that. Because then he stopped becoming liability. By the way, it was the Gross and Solimash on that side playing the 1-2. And twice he didn't spot the run of Gross into the box. I always say, they create the overloads and then they always swing the ball to the other side. So I agree. But he tweaked it. But I thought the error for me, thank God it didn't cost us, was putting injured Bruno, who's limping all over the place, into right wing. I was like, what the F are you doing?
You know
Know what? He would have asked him after they went to extra time, and Bruno would have said, yeah, I can play. No, you fucking can't. You're fucking injured. Get the fuck off the pitch.
But guess what? Guess what happened? You know why Bruno had to play that long? Because Bruno, remember, when Ericsson was there, Bruno had to be covering Ericsson. So Bruno was not playing his natural game up top, So the two main playmakers that we have, he started. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, now, when Ericsson came off and Sabitzer went on, he had to put Bruno wide, which he should have taken off Bruno. You understand what I'm saying? Because right there, that's another weak link out there on the flank again. So I agree with you. Bruno should have came off. Yes. And Bruno had to be doing more, because I told you guys something the other day. You see, if Sabitzer was playing where Ericsson was playing, Bruno would not have the free will to be just distributing balls. However, no, he had to be coming back, running back, trying to help Ericsson. And that caused a lot of weak links. Brighton just playing through. But he picked it up. And he should have taken Bruno off earlier. But again, Manchester United could have won that game before even penalty shootout. I saw it. I said it. And I just think he made the wrong decision by playing Ericsson instead of Sabitzer or even Fred. It would have been a different game from start.
Nope, I totally think
Okay.
I think you got lucky, bro. You got lucky, bro. That's all.
No. Listen. You're saying lucky. Listen, luck is in football. Luck is in football. Nothing is wrong with luck. I just need to be lucky once to win the Champions League. Nothing is wrong with that. Yeah.
Listen, big up. Listen, we've got a full panel. Hopefully, Tom will come back as well. We need to keep our comments short so that we get around everybody. I'm going to come back to you, Bumbaye. You were the person that came on the stream. I just hope and pray that's not too serious, that Bruno injury, because Bruno does make a massive difference to our team. You saw it today. Even though I don't think at the critical moments, especially of the pitch, he didn't make the right decision. But it's still the work rate, the pressing, the way he captains the team. Today,
the drive.
Yeah, more leadership. I saw that from him. So I'm hoping and praying. I'm not seeing any Eric Ten Hag interview after the game. I'm not seeing anything. So I'm hoping it's not too bad. But talk to me. For the running, Bruno is crucial.
Yeah, without a doubt. One of the first names on the team sheet, like you said, his presence on the pitch makes a huge difference. He's, for me, he's the perfect captain at the club. And he seems to be getting better at the role in his interactions with the players. Sometimes I see the players, give him some shit back. He takes it from his initial shouting at them, and then it goes with a bit more of a hand round and a little talking to. He's got it all, man. He's a winner. If you need his mentality, if he had that mentality right across the team, it would make a world of difference. He hates losing. You can see it. The shift comes because he doesn't want to lose. So I think his presence and his attitude is infectious. And with him out of the team, we're not the same. So God willing, he's all right.
Mumbai,
And it's
I'll come with another
yeah,
comment. This is
yeah.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka today. Even when we were all screaming saying get rid of Aaron Bissaka, I remember on this channel, you were the only one of people really defending him, saying that you don't want to get rid of him. He's still young. How has he performed since the World Cup?
Oh, hang on, Nuruddin, before you say that. You know that he wrote his dissertation on how to stop wingers from dribbling. Do you know that? Aaron Bissaka's, that's what he wrote for his dissertation. Did you know that? He did. He wrote a dissertation, Nuruddin. You honestly, I think you don't understand. You missed that fact.
No.
I know Mitomo wrote one, but Wan-Bissaka wrote one as well.
He never had to write one. He just gets on with it. He's got those long, weird legs. Go ahead, Mumbai.
Yeah, I think when we brought him in, if you remember, we had major problems from a defensive aspect, and he's one of the best one-on-one defenders, and I always thought that he got up the pitch.
Is there anybody better in the Premier League?
Yeah,
One-on-one.
I mean, I'm not going to say the best, bro. I'll just, suffices that he's definitely one of the best. He might be the best, but I'll just go with one of the best for argument's sake. So for me, primarily a defender, man, is there to defend, to stop goals. And we don't really have to worry about him in that department. And he's only 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? In terms of going forward, I understand people's concerns, but for me, I never looked at him and thought that, he won't be able to get better, because he makes the runs up top, but he has a tendency to give it to somebody else and cut in. But he's actually okay with the ball at his feet. I never thought he was that bad. So I just felt that there's too much there defensively. He's young. And I mean, we coached Gary Neville to be able to use the pace of the ball against itself and just put it in first time. But he's got a lot more than Gary Neville, and he's got an engine. So, I think you can develop a player, his ability to just naturally be a little bit better going forward. He's never going to be Alexander Arnold, but Alex, look at how deficient he is in the other side of the game, and he's a defender. That's what we have to remember. So, for me, he's not a problem at all. He's still young. He's playing well, and it's not like Maguire, guys. Maguire now, try and sell Maguire, try and sell Sancho. Who's going to pay 350 a week? Who's going to pay 80 million? This guy, 50 million, but he's 23, and look, he's doing well now. So it's not pressing for me with him.
Okay, big up. Sorry, Malcolm, I missed you before. Malcolm, are you there? Malcolm, tell me how you saw that game. And big up Khalid Mohammed Lassie, Chief Editor United Real Therapy. Tan Hard saying here, potential stuff. He said, I already said we'll give everything. When I say everything, it's everything. Big up to our Claire back in the chat. Claire, my adrenaline was going through me. I really wanted to strangle that referee. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was having really delusional violent thoughts, like hallucinations of me strangling that referee, because that refereeing was one of the most disgraceful performances I've ever seen from a referee. But Malcolm, how did you see the game quickly? And then we'll go to Mundo and Jarvis.
Crazy game. Honestly, I think both halves were just low in quality. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't able to watch the entire game. I could only watch the highlights, but I watched the penalty shootout, and just the amount of pressure, the nervousness, I couldn't describe, just because of the fact that we've been in in this position before, and the players have tended to fumble a lot, and so I'm just glad that the players were able to handle it in a very calm and professional way. Um, However, from what I saw from both halves during the highlights, I think both teams just struggled to produce quality. Um, defensively though, I thought we were sound. We didn't let um, let Brighton, get too much space on the ball. So that was very good to see. The substi- the substitutions, however, were a little bit concerning for me. Ten Hag, taking Bruno off.
Bruno was injured, Callis. Bruno was injured. He should have come off, and he should never be. Anthony should not have been taken off. Anthony needs to effing finish games. And Anthony on the bench.
That's what I was about to say. Anthony coming off. That was when I was. That's when I. That was a little bit. I was really confused with that because Anthony for the past few games has showed up. If you actually if you actually think about it, like the past few games he's really been on it. So for Ten Hag to take him off was I didn't really I just couldn't understand it. But look, we're in the final now, and to me that's my focus on that's my main focus. It's just the final.
Yeah, big up. Listen, big up. There were going to be a lot more build up to that. Big up to our brother Clive. Clive says it's a shame I'm playing in Glasgow on that day, on the day of the FA Cup. It would have been great to watch the match with me and Irfan. Big up Clive. Big City fan.
Boo to Clive, man. Forget Clive. Boo to you, man.
Big up Clive, man. Big up Clive. Listen, Man United, if they would have lost that penalty shootout today, it would have been 8 out of our 9 last penalty shootouts. So it's the first time Man United have won. That's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
I haven't got over the Villarreal one, Nerd. I'm still having nightmares about that one, bro.
I got over that straight away, man. I'm not asking about shit to Europa League. Ten Hag on De Gea, I was very impressed with him. He made some brilliant saves. No, Ten Hag, calm down. It hurt when he made mistakes on Thursday. No, it wasn't brilliant. I expected him to make all those saves. Often when you make mistakes as a keeper, you get punished. We let him down. We didn't fight back for him. We bounced back today, though. Yeah, big up to Khalees Women in Lassie. Big up to our Claire. So happy to have her back on the chat. Love and light, Claire. You talk about your blood pressure coming down. I'm still tense. I'm still bloody tense.
Yeah, we can see that, Nerd. We can see that. Don't worry, we can all see
160
that.
of you in here. And please let us know how many likes we have. If we're not 100 likes, you're an absolute disgrace. Manchester United are fucking through to an FA Cup final. And Manchester United, if they win the FA Cup final, it's exactly the same as the greatest Liverpool team in the history of their fucking football club would have achieved this exactly the same thing as Liverpool. So they can hold their 7 whatever fucking nil. If United win the FA Cup, in the history of their football club, their greatest ever team going for the quadruple, Man United would have managed to win exactly the same on his first season of Eric Ten Hag. So trust me.
Yeah, let's hope, though. Let's hope, Nerdin. That's a big if.
Smash the fucking like. Come on, people. And subscribe to the channel. We're 40 away from 7,000. Mundo, go to you. Talk to me about that referee. Honestly, I was apoplectic. You know me. You've watched football with me. You know me majority all my life. You know me. I'm not one that moans about referees. If most of you know me, I'm not. This season, it's like every referee's just like, hold my beer. You made bad decisions against Manchester United. Watch what I'm gonna do. It's like today, it was so clear for everybody watching around the world that this referee, exactly the same fouls or even more, he was giving none of them the yellow cards. And I don't care what anybody tells me. You're never going to see a clear second yellow card than the one from Mitoma on David De Gea. You're never going to see a clearer one this season. But talk to me. And I'm going to think about your answers, people. Because I'm going to be coming to you about the referee. Because I want to be wrong. I need one of you to tell me, no, Nurdin, you're over imagining it. You were hallucinating. There's something wrong with me mentally.
You know, the strange one for me was the Rashford one.
Mundo, no close-up, no replay, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand that one because why didn't he even go to VAR? That didn't make sense. He wasn't offside. I don't know why they didn't check it. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, the referee's performance wasn't great. It was very inconsistent. There was a few I mean, there was one where there's quite a few where we would. I think it was
Counter-attacking Mundo. Bruno, you know what? They had the chance. Diego Dalot wins the ball inside our area. He plays one touch. We play one of the best moves in the game.
Was it Webster? Webster took someone out. Was that Webster guy in it?
Bruno's
took
got
out Bruno,
Rashford
yeah.
ahead of him. Rashford centrally. Martial centrally. Rashford on the left. Anthony on the right. So he grabs him. Not even a word.
No,
Martial comes short. Let me tell you, because they're fucking inside my brain. I recorded them. Inside my brain, I've recorded them. I can't stress this to you enough. Again, Martial comes short. Their centre half comes to the side and smashes him. Not even talking to. Second half, Bruno plays the ball in a tight spot. We win the ball back in our own half, 40 yards from our goal. He plays a lovely disguised pass to Casemiro. Casemiro, bam. Then you see Casemiro on Diego Dalot. Diego Dalot gets past him. Turns him, gets past him, is on his way to play the ball. Casemiro literally snaps him in two. Goes down like he's hurt, like he broke his fucking leg.
Caicedo, you mean? Caicedo, you mean, yeah?
Yeah. And then the other one was Luke Shaw, yeah? He gave a yellow card. Somebody, I think one part of Luke Shaw held him. Their defender fucking did that. I don't give two fucks. Their defender did exactly the same. Not even a talking to.
All right, then go on, Mundo. What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit tired of talking about referees' performances against Man United. It's just common thing now where we're getting decisions going against us. But nonetheless, I think that what we need to learn is we can't put ourselves at the mercy of referees. We've got to do our job. And a couple of things that are concerning me is we didn't look like, I don't know where the goals are coming from. Honestly, we didn't look like scoring today. And that's a bit of a worry. The goals are drying up.
But Mundo, I'm not going to lie to you. If we didn't get into the positions, it was just about the decision-making in the final third. What caused us today was the decision-making in the final third. To me, one of the worst ones was fucking Anthony. Bruno's behind him. And I'm thinking Bruno must be talking to him going, Anthony, I'm behind you. It's fucking Portuguese. He speaks Portuguese. It's not like a fucking language thing, is it? And then he takes that P-roller shot. And if he slips Bruno in, Bruno's one-on-one.
Yeah, but you know what it is, right?
If Bruno passes the ball across to Martial, it's a tapping in the back post.
But the other thing is that sometimes, and I'm not making excuses for the players, but we got to think, right, that we played on Thursday. It was a very emotional, physically draining game. And when you're tired as well, sometimes you just in your mind, you take what you think is the easy option. So it's like, oh, rather than pass to him, it's easy for me just to have a shot. You know, so I think what we're seeing, I mean, I you know me, I've been very, very much against allowing fatigue to be an excuse. But I think today we have to say that obviously Brighton haven't played for a week. We went all the way to Sevilla, got pumped. So that's obviously going to have an impact, and we played 120 minutes. So and coming back to the Anthony thing, I don't understand why our manager took him off, because in extra time the game was open. It was like basketball. It was end to end, and that's the kind of game where you need Anthony. You know, he's the only guy really, other than Rashford, who's going to make those runs in behind, and he's direct.
Cali's from Lassie, by the way. Love, brother. Thank you so much. You ready? United Real Therapy. Good to have you and good to have all the regulars on here. We're 180 of you in here. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Mundo, I'll come back to you in a minute. 100% I agree with you. Alien Tenno, please explain to us, first of all, the referee, and second of it, why is he taking Anthony off when the game's going to be, like Mundo said, end-to-end and more open? What the hell is going on?
Jarvis. He's talking to you,
sorry,
Jarvis.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, Jarvis. I'm
He
so
had an
angry.
alien Tedo on his head.
So
Don't worry
angry.
about it. He's
I'm
talking to
so
you, Jarvis.
angry. I'm so angry about that referee. So Mundo's saying, why are you taking Anthony when the game becomes more open when he was clearly the outlet? Was he making the right decisions? Yeah, but you always guarantee Anthony to trap back, Anthony to fight, Anthony to show aggression, and Anthony now and again show his quality. So Mundo said the game became open and stretched towards the end and towards the end of that game, and he takes him up and puts Bruno there. Secondly, what was the question? The referee, right? You're one of the calmest people that we have on this, right? You are the exact opposite of me. What were you thinking when you were seeing the? Like I said, I've listed 5 and I could list 10. I've listed 5 or 6 and I could list 10 because I've got them all recorded in my brain because I was absolutely fuming. So refereeing and also the decision to take Anthony off.
Yeah. On the first question, Anthony, I think he grew into the game. He was progressing. He was being better and better. He had some really. He dug deep in the 80th, 85 minutes. He went down defending on his own corner flag, winning a couple of tight duels. So I was a little bit shocked that he was taken off. But that's the usual. Ten Hag always takes off Anthony. So I don't know. Maybe it's something with his fatigue, or maybe it's he's afraid of injuries. I don't know why Ten Hag do that. But as you said, Bruno was limping and he was carrying an injury. So obviously Bruno should have been taken off. And to the other question about the referee, okay, well, what are we going to do if the referee don't go our way? We can't lay down and die. Okay, we just have to keep on fighting and don't let the referee affect our game. And actually, I think the players did well. We could have seen a more what do you call Bruno sometimes when he starts yelling at the referee, petulance or something. So Bruno. And the other players, I think they kept their head cool and handled the situation okay, actually. So we can't complain. But that Webster guy, he had like 5 or 6 tackles on Martial and our attackers. So he shouldn't have gotten away with all of them, especially when you saw how Lindelof got the yellow card and Luke Shaw and Casemiro. So, yeah. But going back to Webster, actually, to say he was a really good center back today. He pushes his line so high. And he pressing so good. He's almost in front of Martial when Martial gets the ball. So I think and he has an excellent pass when he passes through the line, both to the forwards and to the attackers.
Listen, the way they were coached, I was shocked that we worked their play out and we pressed them really hard. So that was one of the most impressive thing about this United team. Mundo saying that we played on Thursday, emotional drainage, shock obviously the performance, but for us to be part of that, I thought we really pressed them because they get out so well as we saw in the first half. I'm gonna go to you, Irfan. What impressed you the most today about United? Obviously, other than not scoring the goals, the biggest thing I would think is the resilience. And he said, big up Khalees from Medin Lassie. He says here, Eric Ten Hag on practicing pens. Not only this week, we do it during the season. It's part of our coaching training because we play cup games. Until now, it was not necessary because we won every cup game. So big up to the preparation. I personally think it wasn't one of the reasons why David De Gea needs to go. I think we need to get a goalkeeper that is intimidating, that's got the shithousery, that can make penalty saves, that is good at penalties, honestly. Romero, we used to have. Romero was good at penalties. Romero was good on penalties. We need to get somebody else who's good on penalties, man, honestly. But go ahead, Irfan.
I said it in there. I said it was hard because, look, we can't underestimate what happened on Thursday. We got beat by a very average Sevilla team and we self-destructed. You know, we beat ourselves. You know, they didn't beat us really. We just handed it on the plate to them. And you know, when that's repeating itself in a cycle, where you've had a couple of good performances, you think you're on track, and you have one of these what are called demoralizing losses. You know, that's in our heads as fans. That's in the manager's heads. That's in the coaching staff's heads, and that's in the players' heads. So you know, when I looked at the actual favourites of the bookies, they were favourites by the bookies. So you know, so I was thinking, what you said they were favourites as well.
Yeah.
But when I actually looked at the team, when Martial's in the team, I know he doesn't offer that much, but I
Therefore,
feel
we
we're
were
going to get a
defending.
little bit more
We
control in
were
the game. I do
defending.
feel we can have a bit of control in the game. Yep.
We were defending, to be fair. So people who are blaming Martial, what service? What service? There was
No,
no
but
service.
Nuruddin, but look, no. The thing,
But
look, the thing
Irfan
with
is the
Martial.
focal point. Irfan is the focal point.
Yeah,
When
but
we-
Nuruddin, what
when
he was
we go
doing
for-
though, irritates me is that I see him in centre mid coming to collect the ball. Martial does that. You know, he's meant to be playing in number 10, you know, so
But
you know,
he
don't
links
get me
the
wrong.
play
I
out.
like
He
the
links
fact
the
that
play.
he's got close ball control, but he wanders all the time, right?
He links the
So I
play
was
out.
looking at all these little things, thinking, right, okay. And honestly, right, I just watched us hanging. I saw Casemiro keep making last-ditch tackles. Even when Fred came on, he's making last-ditch tackles. We were still giving the ball away. So I always felt that cloud of the Sevilla loss was still hanging over the team. No matter what, they might have been professional. Like I said, they weren't messing around, dilly-dallying at the back. So it showed heart. I don't know who said it, right? I don't know which one of the commentators said it. I don't know where it came from, but they said good teams don't lose twice, average teams do, right? And each time we've lost, we've managed to come back. So there's a lot of there's signs for optimism, right? Like I said, but watching, I mean, look, like you mentioned, you know, you sort of, you know, you
What do you think of
basically
the
put this
referee?
in
What
Mundo.
do you think
No,
of the
look, no,
referee?
already no. The Webster one, right? That's the thing that annoyed me the most. Just on the referee for a second. How come Webster did not get a yellow card? That is beyond me today, right? But look, we still managed to get, look, they're a more physical team. They're a stronger, they're more athletic team. They are. They've got bigger centre backs than we have. They've got they've got, you know, like you can say that Caicedo is a bull in the midfield. He's got such a good engine, the way he breaks up play and the way he can just drop a shoulder and run past you to open up
Sometimes
play
you
and to
think
get
there's
through.
two of him. Is that good? Sometimes you think there's two of him.
Yeah, it's true, but that's what I'm saying. But it's not just it's athleticism and footballing brain as well. He's got both, right? He's perfect. He'd be a perfect, you know, if we ever when Casemiro's gone, he's a perfect guy to replace him in many ways, in my opinion. Perfect guy. But look, the way we hung in there, making last-ditch tackles, right, showed me the team has got something, right? But it's perplexing that when I say that, I think, oh, wait a second. Last week I was thinking they've got nothing. These guys are bottlers. You know, we call them bottler jobs. But today they show us the opposite. And to me, when I think of that, when I summarize that, I think that's what transitional teams are like, who are almost like pretending that they're on the path to gold. They're not quite there yet. And this is what transitional teams are like, where they show you that they can actually hang in there and get to the top league, but we're still not quite there yet. And like I said, I'm amazed. I still can't believe I have to slap myself because I was having a heart attack watching that game. I just didn't even want to look at the penalties, right? But we got through it. And let's be honest, they should have got closer. If they had more of an edge, or I mean, I don't know whether it's their lack of their edge or our defending today, but they should have like hurt us a lot more than that. Considering how much possession they had, they should have really made De Gea they should have got closer to scoring than they did. So I'm very optimistic about the heart today, and Ten Hag will everyone will be happy today, right? And to do it without Martinez, really today, I was like, wow, you know, we're doing it without our best player this season, in my opinion. So, and look, let's be honest, a lot of the guys coming back, Rashford don't look fit. You know, he's off form to a degree. You know, he's not in the groove. Then you've got what's he called? You can tell Eriksen's not full fitness. And where Eriksen's been exposed is that he doesn't have the athleticism to handle the midfield. He can play the passes, but he can't do the other stuff. He just can't. And that's the problem. So we're relying too much on Casemiro to do a lot of the breakup work. And that's the issue we have. But you said it, Nuruddin, and I said it. The heart show today was fantastic. It was we really dug deep, right? And I said this last time. Someone said to me, "We can't dig deep." We can dig deep, but we just need to be smart about the football. And let's be honest, the substitutions today were a little bit odd. I still keep thinking they're a little bit odd, but he got lucky with them today. They didn't come back and hurt him, right? So he got lucky today. But I am actually happy because this should be a happy podcast. This should be a happy show. We actually made it to the final, second final, and we were only 2 games away from being in the Europa League final. That could have been 3 finals, Nuruddin, this year. It's insane, really, in many ways. So that shows major progress. But it's frustration that we still haven't got rid of the owners, and we're waiting for Ten Hag to get his team in there. We're waiting for him to get his team.
30th of June, starting from the City Centre around 10:30, 11 o'clock, one of the biggest protests in Manchester United history against the Glazers. On the 30th of April, next Sunday, Manchester United fans, biggest anti-Glazer protest, starting in Manchester City Centre, walking up all the way to Old Trafford. Big up to Eski joining us. Big up, love. Talk to me. How did you quickly see that game, brother? Listen, there's over 200 of you in here. Please smash a like. If you haven't got 100 likes, just for the win, the fact that we made it to a final is shocking. Honestly, Therapy, I mean, it's shocking from you. And it just shows you. I don't know why people don't smash a like on the video. Honestly, I don't know. But go ahead, Eski. Talk to me, bro.
Yes, what's going on? Fucking just finished work and I jumped on a bit late. But Jordan I had it on the radio in it because I'm at work, so I didn't listen to the game. So I'm hearing you go sick about the referees, but on the radio they didn't really mention it. They mentioned like maybe 1 or 2 decisions, right? I'll have to watch it back, but they weren't really mentioning like what he was doing. They mentioned the one with where Rashford ran into my man, and I think the commentators were like they blew offside for Rashford. That's why nothing was given there. So that's what they told me. But no, they weren't really going on about the referees. But from what I was hearing, sorry, go on.
It was shocking, bro. I swear to you. You would have been going crazy. I know you, bro. You would have gone crazy.
Yeah, no, if I see it, a lot of these games where fucking we've had shit performances I've not seen, which is good for me. Because if I'm watching it, bro, I'm like, I'm just going to go nuts in it. So that's okay. But, bro, during that penalty shootout, I'm a nervous wreck. I'm pacing up and down at work, and I'm just not looking at no one, just biting all my nails, everything, man. But, hey, I'm buzzing, man. We got through. There's a final there. So to come through against City. And listen, City, juggernaut, right? They could absolutely bang us. And I spoke to a City fan today, actually. He was laughing at me. He's like, oh, you chuffed, or you a bit scared to play us? I said, you know what? I don't want to play you today because today we're missing half a team. But you come to June 3rd, let's say by some miracle we have Garnacho back. This is another thing. When Ten Hag talks about, I've got options to bring on the bench, we've not had no one the past month and a half because Garnacho was our guy to bring on. So he's out of the question. Anthony would be a good player to bring on, but we don't have a right winger. He is our right winger guy. So off the bench, what did he really have today? Yeah, he had nothing. He had Weghorst, who come on, did a little thing. Rashford grew into the game, to be fair to him, in 120 minutes, so that's okay. And then I was
just laughing at Alien Tenno, bro. Alien Tenno says, speak Portuguese, Casileiro del Diablo.
Casileiro del Diablo, the fucking wine, innit? Yeah. Big up.
Yo, he's on the wine, mate. He's pissed. He's bringing out He's bringing out the Portuguese, mate. Big up. Go ahead. Carry on, bro.
Nah, but obviously now we're through in it. We'll see what happens, man. City final, anything can happen. And like Irfan was saying, we were 2 games away from another final. We've massively overachieved, guys. Let's have no 2 ways about it. Yeah, Arsenal fans what tell us, we've overachieved, blah blah blah. Listen, it's been 31 games and they're still top of the table. This is a bottle job if they don't win it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, yeah? We've never been top of the league, right, for a long time in April, right, in order for us to bottle it. We know the time we did, yeah, but fucking 10 odd years ago and the goal difference, we know that. But we will hold our hands up and say we bottled it that season. These Arsenal fans on the high horse, we ain't bottled nothing, blah, blah, blah. There's 8 to 7 games to go and you're still top of the league. If you don't win it, you're going to bottle it, but that's another story. But no, buzzing me through. Try and get the top 4 wrapped up and see what happens, bro.
Yo, big up. The only thing I'm worried about, brother, Otis, talk to me. I'm really worried about Bruno injury. I really hope it's not too bad. It looked like an ankle, front part of his foot, either the ankle or his toes. It looked like that. Talk to me. How crucial is Bruno?
We if Bruno is out, honestly, Ericsson is there to replace him. We're gonna miss him for sure if he's not available.
He hasn't got the legs. He hasn't got the lungs.
No.
Does not have the lungs at all.
No, but the reality is he's the only playmaker we have other from Bruno. So the reality is, if Bruno is out, then he got to step up. because he's the only playmaker we have if Bruno is missing. So yeah, we're gonna miss him. Honestly,
What do you think of the referee? You
stupid.
watch
Crazy. But honestly though, I really, this is what I realize. And whenever Manchester United is playing this season, I really don't pay the referees no attention because I think they're out for Manchester United this season. So whatever they blow or whatever they call, we just accept it. Because today, many fouls Brighton been committing. The first foul, Casemiro committed, he got a yellow card. So I'm like, okay, just another day. So yes, the refereeing today was very poor.
Yeah.
Very,
Big up
very
Sancho,
poor.
by the way. Big up Sancho. He looked good, to be fair. When he came on. He
Yeah,
looked good.
man. Yeah,
And
yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. If I take a percentage of, if I did a worldwide, if I did a percentage of United fans thinking he's going to miss, I'm telling you, with two players, when him and Workhorse stepped up, everybody thought, oh shit, they're going to miss. And
Yeah,
the way
I thought they were going to miss for real. I thought Van Cross was, but he scored a very brilliant penalty. They both scored.
and so
two very
Sancho
brilliant penalties.
put it right in that corner. Like,
Yep.
wow.
Yep. But for City game though, honestly, and again, this is my view on City game. That game, regardless of the form City is on, that game can go anyway. That's a derby game, and we all know how derby game goes. So on a derby game, it doesn't matter the form you're in. It's just who shows up on that day. So I'm not gonna comment fully my view on that game as yet until you get closer to the game and I see how the squad is doing. Who is available, who is not. Then basically I can give my prediction on that. But other from that, I just hope the injuries that we have, Garnacho, if he's back, that would be good.
Yeah, big up, man. 100%. We need Varane back. We need Garnacho back. We need everybody to be fit. Malcolm, obviously you didn't watch the game. You didn't see the refereeing decisions. Bruno got injured. Thursday we go to Spurs. They've got what, 6-1 today or 6-2, whatever the score was.
6-1.
Yeah, so Bruno is huge for me. It is absolutely. We've got 7 or 8 games left of the season. What are you thinking? Looking for the running of this of the running for the league, because we've got tough games as well. We play Spurs.
Villa after Tottenham then Villa.
Yeah, so Tottenham, Villa, then we play Brighton. Then we still got West Ham to go to. West Ham finding form. They were winning 3-0 today. I don't know what was the final score.
4-0, I think they won.
Yeah, there we go. So what are you thinking in the running? Bruno has been one of to me, second player of the season after Martinez for me. Okay, it's not there. Can't be asked waiting for him. Go ahead. I'll go to Bumbaye, Bruno. Talk to me. I'll get to the running. And what did you think of the refereeing decisions as well?
I don't know, bro. Some of them were shite. Some of them, were okay. I just got gone with it, really, man. Bruno is integral. We already said, you know what I mean? He sets the tone. He's the captain. His attitude, his desire to win, his mentality to win, his hating to lose, and everything that he brings, the work rate, And we mentioned here, this is a guy that will play any position for you and he'll give you a shift. He's the talisman for me. He's the man. I love him. So hopefully he's okay, man.
Yeah, big up. I'll go to Jarvis. Jarvis, talk to me. Sorry, Mundo. We'll go back to Mundo. Jarvis, Mundo, your final and closing comments. Talk to me. What did you sum up from today's game, and what do you think about the Spurs game and Bruno? How crucial is Bruno?
I'm gonna end on a positive and say, big props to all the penalty takers, cold as ice. All the penalties were fantastic.
You know what? Mundo, actually, talk to me about Lindelof. That won't step up and do that type of penalty for a centre half.
Top corner.
We haven't really talked about his performance either. Don't you think there's a mention for his performance?
Fair, all of them were good today, all of them. But especially him and Shaw, I personally believe actually Shaw is a better centre half than he is as a left back. Me personally, 100%.
100%, because he doesn't have to run as much. But big up to all the penalty takers, cold as ice. I've got to give big props to my manager because, look, if you said to me at the start of the season, top 4, 2 cup finals, playing Manchester City in a final. Come on, that's the greatest, the best end to the season. Going into a derby with the opportunity to win a trophy. And as the comments were made before, anyone can win that game. And as far as Tottenham are concerned, they're in the mud, right? And
but Mundo, they don't need any motivation on
Mundo,
Thursday.
we're away. That's the problem. We're away. We're very weak away.
Listen.
Irfan, to be fair, they do not need any motivation because the way they got humiliated. Their fans are going to be fighting for their blood. They dare not beat this game. But I think we can go to bed if we beat them.
The only thing that can stop us is if we've got a hangover from today's game because we're going to be tired. But that they're not a great team. Even at their ground, they are dog, right? So I've said this before earlier in the season. I think as fans, we should have a certain level of expectation. I expect my team to beat that Tottenham team, right? Not saying we are going to win because there's certain factors. We come off of draining. That pitch, the grass was long. The players are going to be tired. We played 120 minutes, the emotion, everything else. So they're going to the Tottenham game tired. But as I said before, my earlier comment, for me, the Tottenham game is not a must-win game, nor is the Brighton game, nor is the Villa game. All we need to do is avoid.
You have to win on one or two of them. We have to win two of them.
But if they don't beat us, they drop points.
Listen to me, Mundo. Please, I don't want to go into the last 3 games of the season buying to know that we're playing 3 finals to get to our Champions League. I want to fucking secure it so early as I fucking can because
I said that before, but the thing is, we
deserve to be in the fucking top 4. I want to get it done ASAP.
Yeah, we want to get listen. Ideally, listen. The point I'm making is, of course, I said it before. We want to win all of, get that wrapped up as soon as possible, but so we can prepare for the cup final. But these particular games, those 3 games in particular, for me, are not absolute must-win games. Like, you've got to go in an absolute. If we go and draw against Tottenham, I'm disappointed because I think they're a crap team. I think we should beat them, but it's not the end of the world. What we mustn't do, what we can't afford to do, is lose to Tottenham, lose to Brighton, or lose to Villa. We can't afford to lose the games. But if we draw, it's not the end of the world because we've got the point. The biggest thing in football is having the points on the board. We've got the points on the board, and we've got 2 games in hand. So it's in our control. So the Tottenham game, it would be nice if we can beat Tottenham, beat Brighton, and beat Villa. If we beat those 3 teams, I'm 100% certain we're finishing top 4. But it's a big ask given the week we've had.
No, it's not a big ask, Mundo. It's a mission to be completed, man. Mission to be completed. We're in this position now. Man,
we have to be realistic. There's a chance. There's a chance that Harry Maguire is going to play one of those games. That's what we have to factor in. There is a chance, right? A good chance that we're going to be seeing Harry Maguire at some point, right? And when he plays. Yeah. We all, every fan thinks that, but you know what? Short and Lindelof. We've only got.
You know what? Listen, the fact that we've got such a cushion now, if the boys go and do the business, then they can relax later in the latter stages. So it's all in our favour. We are well clear of Tottenham now. I don't see it.
No. Honestly, we have to listen. We have to go there on Thursday and wait for me. Big up to Sophia Football Talks. Please, everybody in the chat there, go and check out brilliant content, brilliant channel. You need to go and support it. Sophia, you're not got in touch with me to tell me when you want to come on United Therapy. You're supposed to get in touch with me. Come on now. Big up to you. Make sure people you go and subscribe to your channel.
But Mundo, just gonna say, Mundo, we got 6-point lead and we got 2 games in hand. Yeah.
Listen, Ev, I want to knock them out.
Exactly.
I want to knock them out.
I want to get it done straight away.
Please, Ev, don't give me game in hand talk. Don't give me any game in hand talk.
I'm not. I'm just saying to you, I want to get it done straight away. I'm just giving you the positions. I'm giving you the positions where we are right now.
Games in hand is the biggest misnomer in football history. It's one of the biggest misnomers in football history. Games in hand mean F4 to me.
Nuruddin, all I was saying was a position we're at. I wasn't saying it was an advantage. I was saying it's positions we're at.
Listen. Manchester United Football Club have got an opportunity to go and to knock out one of our rivals for top 4.
Is the only rival, Nuruddin? Is the only one?
No, they've got to do it. They've got to go on there and do it. Listen,
Newcastle
That's
are
all they need.
Newcastle are sorted now. They're in.
I'm gonna go to Jarvis. Jarvis, your last comment.
Spurs are
Bring
going
back
to
Jarvis.
Anfield at the weekend. Spurs are
I
going
don't
to get.
care. I don't
Spurs are
care.
conceding 7 at
I
Anfield.
don't
They're
care.
dead.
I
They're
don't
finished.
care,
They're in the
Mundo.
mud.
We've
No,
got to do our
I
job.
hear what you're saying, Mundo. I hear what you're saying,
Listen,
Mundo. But
we've
you know,
got
we
to do
triggered
our
Nerdy.
job.
We
I
triggered
don't
him.
care
You
about
see, we
that.
triggered him there.
Triggered,
Yeah.
man.
Just
Jarvis,
leave it, man. It's a must win.
Jarvis,
Forget
I
it.
don't care. Never tell me about games in hand. Never. It's the worst thing you ever say. Games in hand mean fuck all if you don't put the points on the board. It's all about points on the board. It's not fucking hypothetical bullshit. Jarvis, bring some calmness into the show. Tell me.
Yeah, so, some nice
Give me your last
Norwegian
word.
calmness, please. Yeah.
Yes. Everybody breathe and
Breathe,
chill
everyone,
and relax.
breathe.
Okay. For us to be number 4 last year, Tottenham was Spurs was on 71 points, being number 4. We have 4 home games left, so if we win the games at home, we will have 71 points. So not every game is a must win, but I think we need 71 points. So I think we will be fine. But it's never easy. Every game is important. And to Mondo's point about the penalty takers, did you guys see how Ten Hag gathered the players in the ring before the penalty shootout? He was talking, and 1/100th of a second after he stopped talking, the first man who raised his hand was Casemiro, like this. True leader. He was the first. I'm taking this penalty. That's a leader. That's how a leader leads the team. So that impressed me really, because you know Bruno was out. We don't have Martinez, so we needed his leadership at that moment. So that impresses me a lot, because Casemiro he's one of those who will step first into the battle. Yeah, that's my final words.
Big up. Eski, go ahead. Your final words, bro.
That's it, man. I echo everyone's points, but that's the thing I'm thinking. If you just beat Spurs, and like Jarvis is saying, win your home games, that's it. It should be mathematically impossible for them to try and catch us. I think Newcastle's got it. It's up to Tottenham if they want to try and enter the race, but they're having a shite time of it. So beat Tottenham, win your home games, and I think that's it. Just rest some of the players, play some of the kids the last couple of games. That's what we want, innit? We want to play some of the kids the last couple of games, and then we go into that City game fresh, man. Because think about it, look, they're going to have a slugfest in the Champions League, yeah? Real Madrid are no joke. They're going to have to do something there. They're still fighting with Arsenal. They have a big game at the Etihad soon. We're fucking Arsenal. So Wednesday, there you go. So by the time June rolls around, you know, think about it. The worst. Imagine Arsenal beat them, they win the league. Real Madrid batter City. They'll be playing us for their only chance of silverware this season. Imagine that. The great Manchester City, Erling Haaland, greatest manager of all time. This bollocks, yeah, only in for one trophy at the end of it. It can happen, innit? End of the day, we're there now. Do what we can in the league. Try and box it off like Nuruddin saying, innit? Yeah, like. Fucking, we don't used to get that animated about it though. I think it's more likely that we'll get it than not. Yeah, I'd say about 75% in it. But what the fuck do I know? When it's football,
mathematically, Man United can still miss out, bro. So I'm not.
100%. No, 100%. I'm not saying that. I'm saying 75%.
You should give us some belief, Don Nuruddin. After what we've been through the nightmare, you should give us some belief.
You have to, Nuruddin. You have to.
The Europa League took out my best player of the fucking season, my player of the season. So don't fucking expect me to.
But it could have happened in any game. It could have happened in any game, though. The elite game could have knocked him out.
I go into every game biting my nails like I was today.
Nuruddin, you know what? I agree. Nuruddin, you know what took him out? The 60-odd games we played this season. That's what took him out. That game.
That's what took him out. Yeah.
That's what it was. A number of games that took him out.
And I didn't want that. And I was like, get the fuck out of the Europa League. I thought 100%. If Man United went out of the Europa League early, we would guarantee top 4 by now. 100%.
Yeah, Nuruddin, you know the gaffers don't think like that. Look at his time at Ajax. He competed in every competition.
He doesn't have the squad though, bro. He doesn't have the squad. He doesn't have the. We know more about these players than he does. But anyway, finish your last point. I want to finish and quickly get around.
Yeah, 100%. No, I hear your point, but at the same time, look what he's done so far with the squad. Top 4, we were competing for a league. We were half competing for a league with no fucking striker. Do you know what I mean? So he has turned a molehill into a mountain. Realistically, we're not done yet. Try and get it done by June, but yeah, well, big up today. Let's end it on a positive. Fucking win FA Cup final, lads. Let's have it, man. Come on, send off this top 4 and let's get there, man.
I love it. Big up to everybody. Go ahead, Malcolm. Your last point of the show. Your last words. Go on.
Yeah. Yeah. All of you guys have said some really really good points. You couldn't have said it better. Like honestly, just until the final, just keep finish the league strong. Get top four done and dusted. And yeah, just get the results that need to be retrieved, and hopefully we can hopefully we can enter the FA Cup final with confidence and morale boosted, and yeah, hope for the best.
Big up, bro. Big up.
Big up. Yeah.
Go ahead, Otis. Your last word.
Yeah. Honestly, I think we're gonna make top four. Not worried about Tottenham. Not worried about Newcastle. They still got some serious games to play. I think the players we got can hold it out. Yeah.
Big up, bro. Bumbaye, last word. Go ahead.
We're jamming. I want to jam it with you. We're jamming. We're jamming. That's what we're doing, man. We're jamming, bro. We're going to a FA Cup final. We've got a League Cup. We was half competing for a league without a striker. If you'd have gave me this at the start of the season, a guy that didn't even think we were going to make top four, I'd be taking it, man. And the exciting thing is, we know we need a striker. Imagine you've got Harry Kane up there or Osimhen. I don't know, whoever you want, yeah, for argument's sake. It makes a world of difference. Imagine how many injuries, how much Maguire's still alive and kicking with us. Do you know what I mean? There's lots of shit to improve, and we're doing well, man. So I'm happy, bro. We're jamming.
Yeah, big up. Irfan, go ahead.
Well, look, I don't want to get into that, but I think we need two strikers, not just one. But look, I'm happy today because we got through the nightmare result of Thursday. We didn't really particularly play well, but we came up with a team that was refreshed, that had pure energy, that's got a lot of youthful energy. It's got slick footballing organization with the manager, everything about them. You know, they play beautiful football, but I don't think they've got a creative edge. They lack that to a degree. And we showed a lot of bottle to hang in there. We defended really well. Lindelof Shaw did very well. Wan-Bissaka, amazing to box. Matoma, another one boxed in the pocket. You know, Dallo had an okay game as well. Most of the whole, even like Weghorst, when Weghorst came on, I don't want this guy near the team, but he gave it something. He did his best in those 15 minutes.
Everybody was shattered already. He came up, but everybody was shattered.
Yeah, but look, he gave it. Yeah, but still, he didn't play. He wasn't the donkey like he normally is. To the degree was he? You know, he did try.
The players were tired. He looked. The players were so tired and slow that he looked like flipping Usain Bolt when he came on.
Yeah, but so that's why. But that's what you do with substitutes. You put them on, even if they're donkeys, when everyone else is playing like a donkey, so they look a bit normal. You know.
I agree, Irfan. He looked better than he's looked.
He did. He gave it. Even Sancho. I wasn't. I mean, people hate on Sancho. I like the fact he's got composure. He holds the ball up. He looks for the pass. He may not have the edge that we expect from him, but I wasn't. I can't diss any of our players today. I really can't. Not one of them. So I'm happy to come back from that loss against Sevilla. Show balls today. So I'm very, very happy with the team. I honestly think Ten Hag was a little bit lucky with the substitutions. But we deserve a bit of luck. You know, look, even it sells out. You know, we have some bad luck, we have some good luck. So I got to be happy, man. I was super happy. Considering my heart is still there after that game, because I couldn't even look at the penalties. Like I said, I am like relieved it's back to a normal heart rate pace. So we got to enjoy this moment and take it all in, bro. Because today was a good day for Man United. A very, very good day.
Today is a very good day, man. Today was a good day. Ice Cube, if you know, you know. If I'm not mistaken, today was a good day. Big up to every one of you, first of all. Everybody who got involved in the chat today. Big up. Lovely to have our Claire back. Lovely to see the regulars like Khalees Ramadine Lassie, Chief Edit United Real Therapy. Lovely to have all of the newcomers, some people that we've not seen in the chat before. Big up to Splash. Big up to everybody, every single one of you. Manchester United are through to a final. In a final where we didn't think we would get there. None of us, not even the bookies gave us hope today. But we needed a reaction. Brighton played well. We got to give huge credit to Brighton. They've had an incredible season. I think they just came up against United, who just had to have it today by any means necessary. Man United had to get to that final. But Brighton, the Zebri, I've waxed lyrical about them in the preview, how they play. We've talked about it. They're one of my favorite teams to watch in the Premier League. So I feel really bad for them, right? Really bad for Solimak, one of the players of their season, one of their best players. This is one of the most effective players in their season. Scored so many goals for them. Somebody has to miss. Football is cruel when it comes to penalties. So big up. I'm just happy to see Manchester United win one, because if we would have lost that one, it would have been 8th in a row. 8 penalty losses in out of like 9. So it would have been crazy. But big up to everybody. We're 40 short of 7,000, which will be a record. Our channel is not one of the biggest channels, people. Our community is not one of the biggest communities. But you know what? We keep it raw. We keep it real. It's passionate. We disagree. We shout. We scream. At the end of the day, we have passion for Manchester United. We all love Man United. So please subscribe. Let people know about the channel. And big up to our Sophia as well. Sophia, having you on, you just need to let me know when you want to come on. So please go and check her out. She does the maddest watch-alongs. She is absolutely grafting in this YouTube game. Her graphics are brilliant. Go and check her channel out. I'm saying that. And also, go and check out Malcolm's channel. He just started it. So go and check out Malcolm's channel as well. MK United 19. So big up to every one of you. And then let's see. We go. Big up Alien Tenno. Enjoy being pissed tonight, mate. Enjoy it. Hopefully tomorrow your head won't be too sore. But you deserve it. We've been there. You've been through it. So yeah, his YouTube channel is MK United 19. Go and check it out. Malcolm Kiza, Kiza. Make sure you go and check out Adventurous TV of Otis's channel. He loves wildlife and adventure. Go and check that out. Irfan Rainey at Irfan Rainey on Instagram, music. And then you also need to check out Irfan Rainey on Twitter, mainly politics. By the way, people, it's happened. Mundo has done his 2nd tweet of the year. So go and check out Mighty Mundo. Mighty Mundo. It's crazy. He tweeted before the game, so go and check it out. Bumbaye, he's tied 100-year contract to United Real Therapy. He's not allowed to go on social media. The only place to find him is on this channel. Ezeki, no, he's not asked about social media either. You'll find him on this channel. Jarvis Cocker, go and check him out. Our own Rick Ashley, never gonna let you down, never gonna give you up. There you go. He's even got the quote at the back there. There you go. Rick Ashley, there you go. Never gonna give you up. There you go. The players didn't give up today, so big up to Jarvis. And he's at Bowley 77. Jarvis, can you tell us about? It's called Armchair, the channel that you go on.
Weekly Armchair Sports.
Yeah, go and check it out.
I did a stream earlier today, Match Reaction, so just check it out.
Yeah, go and check that channel out. And this is Malcolm's channel. It's the link is in the chat there. And big up to our Sophia as well.
Thanks, Chris Ramadan. Big up.
Yeah, big up to every one of you guys. Listen, Man United in the final. We're in the final. Come on. I've lost my voice. Even the referee.
Come on.
Even that effing prick Dawson, Johnson, wherever the F he is, couldn't stop us getting to a final. Come on! Let's be happy instead of be happy. Smash a like.
Come on.
Subscribe to the channel.
Come
on!
Come on.
Never gonna give up. Never gonna give you up. Take care. Good night. Win, lose, draw. Blaze us out. Bank us out. Remember, you're in Manchester. You're in and around Manchester. You're coming to Manchester. 30th of April. One of the biggest anti-Glazer protests. How dare they say they might stay? How dare they? They've not seen the wrath of Manchester United. They have not seen the wrath. Trust me, it's going to be a big one. So if you're local, if you're based in the Northwest, if you fancy, even if you're in London, you want to make a weekend of it, come down, get involved in the historic protest against the effing vultures, parasites, Glazers. We need to get them out and give this manager some owners that would back him and give him the backing that he needs. That's what we need. That's the message.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Bankers out. Come on, United.